Hello, everyone. Dan Mason here with Art Bell, pioneer of late-night radio. Art Bell was born June 17, 1945 in Jacksonville, North Carolina. He started in radio at KSBY-TV in the 1960s and served in the Air Force during Vietnam. In 1989, he launched West Coast AM on KDWN, becoming Coast to Coast AM in 1993. The show aired 1 to 5 a.m., reaching 15 million listeners across 500 stations. Bell covered UFOs, conspiracies, and the paranormal with a skeptical yet curious tone. The 1997 Mel Waters interview highlighted his flair for mystery. He introduced digital streaming and hosted Dreamland, plus wrote books like The Art of Talk. Bell left Coast to Coast in 1998, 2002, and 2007 due to personal events. He returned with Midnight in the Desert in 2013, retiring in 2015. He died April 13, 2018 at 72, leaving a legacy in alternative media. Art Bell shaped late-night radio with his groundbreaking show Coast to Coast AM, a platform that explored the strange and unexplained. Born on June 17, 1945, in Jacksonville, North Carolina, Arthur William Bell III grew up with a love for radio, sparked by his father's work as a Marine Corps officer and his mother's piano talents. Bell's early career began in the 1960s at KSBY-TV in San Luis Obispo, California, where he worked as a board operator and DJ. He served in the U.S. Air Force during the Vietnam War, honing his technical skills before returning to radio full-time. Bell's journey took him across the U.S., from KDWN in Las Vegas to hosting shows in Japan and Guam. In 1989, he launched West Coast AM on KDWN, which evolved into Coast to Coast AM in 1993 after partnering with Premier Networks. The show aired from 1 to 5 a.m., targeting night owls and truckers. Bell's curiosity drove topics like UFOs, conspiracy theories, and paranormal events, featuring guests from scientists to psychics. His peak audience hit 15 million weekly listeners by the late 1990s, with broadcasts reaching over 500 stations. Known for his gravelly voice and open-minded style, Bell mixed skepticism with intrigue, often staying silent to let callers' stories unfold. His 1997 interview with Mel Waters about the Mel's Hole mystery captivated listeners, showcasing his knack for blending fact and folklore. Bell pioneered the use of digital streaming, making Coast to Coast an early internet hit. He also created Dreamland, a shorter subscription-based show, and authored books like The Art of Talk. Personal challenges marked his career. Bell left Coast to Coast multiple times, first in 1998 over Y2K concerns, then in 2002 after his wife Ramona's death, and again in 2007 due to family needs. He returned with Midnight in the Desert in 2013, broadcasting from Pahrump, Nevada, until health issues forced him off air in 2015. Bell's isolation in the desert, with his radio tower and telescopes, reflected his eccentric persona. He married 3 times, with his third wife, Erin Ruiz, by his side until his death on April 13, 2018, at age 72, likely from an accidental drug overdose. Bell's legacy endures. He turned fringe topics into mainstream conversation, influencing hosts like George Noory. His archives remain a treasure trove for paranormal enthusiasts, cementing his role as a pioneer of alternative media. Please like and subscribe to learn more.